The Zondo report pinned former executives Brian Molefe and Anuj Singh as the primary enablers of state capture at the retail agency, or the rail agency that is. They joined former Transnet CEO Siyabonga Gama in the dock on Monday. To help us make sense of this complex case, ENCA senior journalist Aviwe Mdila takes a look back for us.
Former Transnet CEO Brian Molefe and CFO Anuj Singh join a string of co-accused charged with fraud and contravening the Public Finance Management Act. 3 of them are also former Transnet executives. The charges stem from a 54 billion rand tender awarded to McKinsey in 2012, in which 1,064 Chinese manufactured locomotives were bought.
Our former president visited China with a few delegates, and just after that, and just before Brian Molefe was removed from Transnet, they all of a sudden signed the same MOU, in other words, the same deal that's going to cost South Africa an enormous amount of money. And it all of a sudden included this, money to be paid to regiments for arranging this whole deal. A whole 189 million rand went to regiments for doing what? So this, again, it just shows you how people were put in positions. Anuj Singh, who made misrepresentations to the board.
Singh was the acting CFO at Transnet from 2009 before being appointed CFO. In April 2014, Molefe approved increased payments to the Gupta Link Regiment's capital with an increase from 21 million rand to 99.5 million rand prepared by Singh. In September 2017, the organization Undoing Tax Abuse filed a complaint against Singh to the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. 18 charges were brought against him. He was found guilty of 12 charges in 2020 and formally excluded from the professional body, barring him from practicing as a chartered accountant. At the state capture inquiry, Singh suggested he was scammed or deceived when asked about his dealings with Regiment's capital by now Chief Justice Raymond Zondo.
If he didn't know that, he basically said yes for this arrangement fee for a company that did next to nothing. I mean, how will you do it? This is not negligence. A person of that stature, a person that was employed to really look after not only Transnet best interest, but all of us, our best interest. I don't think that excuse will fly.
When Brian Molefe helmed Transnet from 2011 to 2015, he was hands-on at the state-owned freight rail and logistic company for all the wrong reasons. The Zondo Commission concluded that from 2012 to 2017, Transnet paid the New Age newspaper 147.7 million rand for advertising and sponsorship initiatives backed by Molefe. A 2018 forensic report found that Molefe had also misled the entity's board about its obligation to inform former Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba about the spike in project costs. While the pair have been arrested and appeared in court, Corruption Watch warns the court process will be a drawn-out affair.
We know that criminally accused have abused court processes in the past to try to draw these cases out. So, the NPA really has to show their mettle now. They don't have because the NPA itself was captured, we don't have a track record over the last 10, 15 years of these types of complicated cases with multiple accused going quickly.
Corruption Watch says the NPA needs all the support it can get to pursue successful prosecutions. Aviwe Mdila, Johannesburg.